It's been almost 2 months since a home exploded along Lincoln Street in Denver. The rubble is still there and neighbors still haven't been able to go home.
9 News reporter Brianna Fernandez is live outside the home. And Brianna, an engineer just assessed that damage. So what happens next?
Jordan, Corey, it's really hard to say what the next steps are. We know that city officials had a really hard time finding the owner of this building, which stalled the cleanup process. Now that engineers were able to come out, see firsthand what this property looks like, they say it is way too dangerous to do a full evaluation because they believe that the other part of the home could come down. Now, what happens next is that officials say the next steps would be what they call an emergency shoring plan. That's what engineers have to do first, which requires approval from the city as well. So this plan will allow city officials and engineers to bring in additional support to the home before they can even go in and then determine what the next steps are. So they can either tear it down and then make repairs as needed. So when I asked about a time frame, the city said that worst case scenario, it could take months if there is environmental issues in there. If there isn't, it could take up to 3 days. So it's really a waiting game for both the cleanup to start and then, of course, next door neighbors to come back to their homes.
They're going to have to stay out, especially on the north side, because there's potential for this building to fall over additionally. So until that shoring's in place, and we're going to rely on the engineer who's been hired to be the boots on the ground and make those decisions.
Now back out here live, I did ask city officials if that engineering firm has submitted that emergency shoring plan. They tell me that they haven't yet, and it could take a couple of days. Once city officials receive that plan, they say that they plan to approve it quickly so the cleanup process can start out here. Corey, Jordan?
Well, Brianna, this has got to be so frustrating for that neighborhood. Not only the folks that can't return home on either sides, but they have to look at this mess now for months on end.
Exactly, and I'm sure the folks that live here right next door who can't come back to their homes, they want to go inside, they want to get their belongings that they haven't seen for almost 2 months. So it's really much of a waiting game and a headache for a lot of folks out here.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating. All right, Brianna, thank you.